Okay, so now what we want to do now is to, have an admin user, then also to be able to, so what we should do now is just for us to create a model for the admin. That's the first thing we are going to do because we must have an entity for that admin, right? So how do we define the entity? Can you remind me? We did that yesterday. I want you to remind me of that. How do we create the admin entity? Yes, somebody should tell me that. Very quick. We want
Um,
to
Let me try. We use model migration.
hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said we use a model migration.
God bless you.
Don't know if I'm right.
Model using to do that, to generate the model in the first place. Before you can, are we using? Hello? Which
Hello,
command? Which command
you
are we
are
using?
breaking.
Yes.
You are breaking.
Oh, okay. What is the command to generate the model first before migrating the model? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. We are with you.
Oh yeah, tell me the command now to generate the model before we now migrate it.
Uh, MPX
Okay.
sequelize,
NPS, okay, God bless you. Sequelize,
sequelize
yes.
hyphen
Okay.
CLI
Eh, CLI, good. Then what?
init.
No. Is need it needs
DB
is it
migrate.
need no, not DB migrate. That is when you are migrating, you are creating the table. Do you understand? We want to create the model first.
Enters,
Okay,
enters name.
in order not to waste time, NPS sequelize, right? You are
Model,
going to say
model.
model generate. That's what you are going to do. Model generate. You remember now? Model
Yes,
generate, then you have hyphen name. What's going to be the name of the model? Admin,
admin,
capital letter A, right? Then you have hyphen what? Remind me, attributes,
attributes,
right? Attributes. God bless you. Then attributes, what follows? You now define the
ID,
attribute. What is the attribute? Now, for this admin now, we only need the email, the first name and last name. That is what I have in my database design, right, for this project. So I need only the email. The email, the email is going to be a string. Remember, you tell us the type. You have comma, then first name. So it's also going to be a string. You indicate that you have comma, you have last name, and you also
are we
put a
are we, are
string.
we not to are we not going to indicate the ID, or is not needed to be auto generate?
Yes. It's going to be auto-generated. Yeah. It's going to be auto-generated in the migration file. Do you get that? So that is it. So email string, first name, last name, that is what I need. Then I'm going to make a reference here, but you cannot state that. Yeah, I'm going to do that manually. The admin is also going to be a user. Do you remember? The admin is also going to be a user. So we are going to take care of that now. We will see how we now make use of foreign key in words in a model. How do you insert, how do you define a foreign key in a model? We are going to do that here and learn that here. Now, so this is the syntax. Look at it very well. Do you get that now? I'm going to enter this now, enter. And you will see something is going to happen here. Watch the message first. Okay, good. You can see new model was created and new migration was created. These are the two things that are being created. You have a model and you have a migration. We did this yesterday. The model and migration works together. Model is the foundation for that entity, and migration is the admin. If you look here now, you will see, look at the parts very well. And if you look at this one up, you will see create user.js. You can see the difference, right? So now if you open this migration, and before migration, let's go to the model. If you go to your model folder, where's the model folder? Model. See the model folder, you will see admin.js has been added. That is what is created here automatically. You can see the beauty of sequelize. So it creates for you. And if you even open it now, you will see your code is there for you, written for you. You just need to modify it to the way you want your own application to be like, the constraints that you want for your application. That's what you just put there. Do you get that now? So you can see that has been generated for you. And if you go to the migration tool, let's check the migration. You will see, you can see the migration. We already, now this is what you just add. The ID has been generated automatically in addition to our email, first name, last name. And also the time it is created and the time it is being updated was also being added automatically. Can you see now? So that will be taken care of by sequelize. Allow null, auto increment, primary key, and all that. So it's true, then type. You can see. So that is that. And here at this level, this ID, I don't want it to be ID like this. I want it to be underscore ID. You understand? So you can make edits here. I've added underscore ID. Good. Then what again? What again? What do I need to edit here again? Email, type, name, last name. Okay, this is okay like this. So it's okay like this. One thing I want to add now is the reference key. Is the what? Is the reference key. Now I'm going to come here and say user ID. Everybody listen very well. I want to, put in a what? A foreign key now in addition to the feeds that I have, the columns that I have in my entity. I want a foreign key there. How are you going to have that? So here you are going to say, okay, I want a user ID for this admin because the admin is also a user. Do you get that now? So you call it user ID like this. You put a column and you put a curly braces, right? You enter that. Just like we have, so we have comma here so that this red line can go, right? So let me bring it up so that you can see very well. So now this user ID, what is going to be the type? You tell us the type. Let me just copy and paste. It's going to be SQL type. Let me copy this one. It's going to be sequelize.string, just like others. Copy, put it here. You can see type sequelize.string. You put comma, then you come down. You now say references. Can you see? VS Code is already giving you that. References. Then you now put colon. What is the references? You put a curly bracket and come down. You now tell us the model name that it is referencing. You now say model. Can you see? Question. You put model. What is the model that it is referencing? The model is what? Is users. Is the users table. Please, it's going to be a string, which is the name of the table, users. So you see, it is referencing a model that has a table users. Do you understand? Remember, our table is users. We have table users. So please note that. Then you put comma. Then what again? You tell us the key. The key. Can you see? You already have that option, key. Now you tell us the key. What is the key going to be? The key of that, the key. What is the key of that reference entity? The key is what? Is an ID. Remember, So you put underscore ID. We store it as underscore ID. That's going to be the key. And that is all. This is how you put your reference, right? This is how you put your reference. So type, then references, you tell us the model, you tell us the key. That is all. Now, right? Let me correct the spelling. User ID. User ID. Good. So that is relating the words. You know, tables together, relate models together. In other words, you understand? So that's why we are having this. Then you go to your migration and do the same thing. You go to your migration as at the point of creation. Okay, we are in the migration file now. You go to the model. Where's the model? Model. Where's the model? Okay, admin. Okay, you come here. Where's the model? Email, first name, last name. Then you are going to come here and put the reference information there. I don't even think it's compulsory you put it in the model. Yeah, it's just you are creating the table with it. Do you understand? But it's not compulsory you have it in the model. Let's check that. Let me confirm that. I don't think it's compulsory you put it in the model. What is important is for you to have it in the migration, because this is the creation of the table. What you have in the migration is what is going to be created. The model is just like the foundation. Okay, this is the foundation of this table, right? And we are now, this is the creation in the real sense. So if you want to even make any updates to your table in the future, you are going to be generating another migration file to make the update, and you may not even need to do anything with your model. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Okay, let's move on. So if you go back to your model now, let's go to the admin model. So we are returning admin, okay? And see, I told you before that the way this model is, this is used for production. We are going to change this now and use the format we use for development. I said that yesterday. We have different formats. So I'm going to, delete all this. I'm going to delete all this. We are not going to use this format for our model. So we are going to use another way of defining our model now. I'm going to delete all this now. And who can remind me what we are going to be using to define our model? Yes, I'm not going to copy now. I want us to look at it. Yes, how do we define our model for development environment? I want to write it the way it should be for a development, stage. Yes, who can remind me?
Const mongoose, is that correct?
Const user. No, this is sequelize. We are not using
Oh,
mongoose.
so okay, sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, I don't know about this one.
Okay. So it's going to be const user. Do you understand? This is the model. Sorry, admin now. It's admin now. Const admin to be equals to what? We are going to use sequelize. Sequelize dot what? You can see automatically it brought out the importation. It imports the sequelize for me, because this sequelize is from what is the one we have used to connect to our database. Do you understand? So in fact, VS Code work like a magic. Do you notice that it just imports the sequelize for me? Immediately I wrote sequelize. So it imported the sequelize for me from my configuration folder. Here, this is where I have this now. So you can see the part. It is the part of this sequelize that was defined to connect to our database that we exported. Now it is being imported here in order to say sequelize dot what? Dot define. You will see define here. Dot define. Then you have your parentheses and you have your curly braces. Then what are you defining? You are defining a particular model, right? And that model we have what? We have ID, right? We have ID, right? We have ID, and that ID, how do you have it? You are going to have, how do you define your ID? You have curly braces, then you come down to tell us how the constraints for your ID. What are the constraints? What are the constraints? You have type, remember? We have type, and in order to get the type, you are going to use data types. You are going to use data type. Now, because of that, we are going to make an importation here. We are going to say const what? Const data type. Sorry, data types, right? Will be equals to what? Require, require what? Sequelize. Data type requires sequelize. So now here, because we have that, we can now access the data types now. You can see it's already giving us data types now. Data types dot what? What is going to be? It's going to be a string, right? Data type dot string. You can see data type dot string. That's going to be the ID. Then what again? Now, something is very important. Remember our string, we are using a URID generated string. Remember, so it's not going to be dot string because we want to use URID. So we are going to use dot UUID. UUID. You can see that's going to be the type of our string. And I'm even going to change it in the migration, right? We are still going back to the migration to change it to dot UUID. By default, it's going to come as dot string. If you check your migration file, let's get this understood very well. If you check it, let's go back. You see, this is automatically generated. It was automatically generated for us as dot what? Okay, it's even dot integer. UUID, right? So we are going to change this one to dot UUID. Dot UUID, right? And see. Then you are going to set a default value for it. That default value is going to be what? You are going to call UUID. You are going to make an importation here now. We already have that yesterday. Let me go and copy this from the user model. We have that yesterday. You can see you are going to copy this function in line 4. Let me copy it. V4. That's what you are going to call. Okay. Where is the admin again? Admin model. Okay, we are in the migration. Admin migration. Okay. That function is going to come here. V. Then here you have UU before, then you call it here. Can you see? So it has been called at this level, right? So there's the same thing, you have it in the ad. Okay, let me finish up with that migration. That's all. I think this is okay now. We have default value model now. So for the model, we have type. And yes, very important, you cannot have auto increment when you are using UUID. Please, this auto increment, I'm going to remove it. Whenever you are using UUID, you don't use auto increment. Please remove it. Don't always forget that if you put it there, you are going to be having issue. So you don't use auto increment because this one is going to be generating the UUID, randomly. It's going to be generating random number. So auto increment does not make sense in that case. Please, do we understand that? I want response. It doesn't make sense
Yes,
because the
yes.
UU, good, very good. It doesn't make sense. So this will take care of random, numbers of UUID being generated. That's good. So it's good we understand that. So let's go back here. So this is the type, data type. Okay, let me go and copy what we have here. Okay, okay. This is the admin. Let me copy these informations too. Allow no. This one we don't even need it. Let's remove this one. Our this thing is going to take care of that. Just let's take care of primary key to be true. Primary key admin. Primary key. Primary key is going to be true. Then we can also have default value here. Default value. UUID. Okay, we have not imported that here in the model. Sorry. Copy. Let's have that here too. You can call UID. Before it as a function here. Okay. Move very fast. Let me come here and just see what we have in that admin. Let me just copy so that I can just explain once and for all in order to save time. Admin and have everything here. We just copy everything we have here. Control copy and come back here. Are we there? Okay, good. So this is what we are trying to write. So the same, we have the admin, what we have just said. At least you understand the basis. All these ones, they are just the same thing. Just write ID, type, default value, unique primary key, true, the email, the first name, and the last name, just like the way we required it. Then the same way, this is the reference, user ID, sequelize or UUID, that's the type. You understand? Then references, the model, and the key, right? So the type of the user ID is .uuid. Let me check the migration. Is that what we have in the migration as well? So let me check. Oh, sorry, we have .string here. It's supposed to be .uuid here too. UUID. Do you understand? So please, all these things you need to be very careful. Ensure you check critically. But when you understand it, you'll be able to get that. Okay. So then in the model, there's something I had here, down here. This line 46. Look at this line 46. So, I told you the model is the foundation for that particular entity. So, in the model, you are going to write this line 46 just because of this foreign key that you have added. It means you are relating this admin to the what? To the user entity. The admin entity and the user entity, you are relating them together by having these references here to the user, right? In the model. So note here, you can have this one as user here, but in the migration is going to be what? To user, because migration is creating the table. But you can just specify the name of the model here, just capital letter USER. It works like that. But in the migration file is going to be users because it is creating the table and the table is in plural. Do you understand? Then at line 46 here, you can now, define the association between the two, that these admins dot belong to the user table. Every admin is a user. That's the essence of this 46. You have to define that admin dot belong to user, and it is a foreign key. It is relating it with a foreign key of user ID. So what you are doing is like for association. So you are defining the association between the admin and the what and the user. Do we get that? Let's look at that syntax. This is very important. If you don't define between them, so if you are making a query through that user ID, you will not get the admin information, the user information of that admin. Do you understand? Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together? Oh, okay, that's very good. So having understood that, we have done that successfully. The next thing is for us to what? To seed information into that admin table. But before we seed, let us generate the table first. Let's generate that table. Now, we are going to run NPS now. NPS sequelize CLI to migrate that table now. Are we together? Sequelize CLI. So can you tell me, somebody should complete this command for me? Yes. We want to migrate the admin table now. Yes. What do we write?
DB migrate.
DB migrate. Thank you. DB migrate. The same thing like we did when we were migrating the user. But I want you to note something. This one here has been migrated. This is for the user. So the system is going to look like, okay, the user has been migrated. The system will just do away with the user and go to the one that has not been migrated. So what this command do is to look for files that have not been migrated and migrate it. Do you understand? So it will only pick on the what? On the admin file. Now, so nps equalize CLI db migrate. Enter. Okay, ID is not defined. Okay, there is an error. This ID is not defined. Let's see. Where is it not defined? Let's go and check our ID very well and check where any definition is not being made. You see, admin, let's check the model first. In the model, do we not have ID there? Okay, we have ID here. ID. Okay, it is being defined here in the model. In the migration call, we also have ID in the migration from true. Okay. Okay. Where are we not defining ID here now? So ID. ID is being defined now. Why is saying ID is not defined? Okay. Please hold on, hold on. Let me just close a door outside. So we are trying to check. Saying ID is not defined. Which ID is not defined? Let's quickly check. Okay, we have ID here. So which ID is not defined? Is there in the
So
migration, in the model?
um I want to say something. There was a time you removed. I don't know if it is a that's the issue anyway. There was a time you removed
I removed,
what's they
yes, I'm
call
with
it?
you.
Auto auto increment from that
Yes,
of
yes, yes,
user,
yes.
and
Yes, yes.
I don't know if that would be like the thing that will affect that's affecting it.
Auto increment from the admin.
No, not from the admin. You removed it from that of user. No, we've already created the migration.
No, no, no. It's not. Is see. You can see create admin. It's saying
Oh,
migrating
okay.
and it's saying ID is not defined.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it is making reference to the admin, not the
I,
user.
oh,
Do you
okay.
understand? Exactly. It's making reference to it. So I don't know. Let me check from the previous one because I can see if I can get that from the admin. Okay, mode the name. We have the same way admin, we have type, default, unique, true. Okay, we don't put this unique, but that does okay, maybe we should add unique to it. Uh, can that be the issue? I don't think so. Let me check the migration, migration admin, because the ID in recent has to be unique. It has to be unique. So unique, true. So what is it? Creative admins. Okay, ID. A drop table admin. Okay. To define admin. Oh. There's something very important here. In this admin, yeah, I think we miss out the what we are defining. I don't think we added that definition there when we are defining the admin in the model. The admin in the model. Okay, we put it now. Just define admin is there. Okay, let's add unique. Unique to be true. Okay, is here. Unique to be true is here. Then for the migration, okay, let's add unique to be true for the migration too. Unique, unique to be true. So the IDV for okay, let's check now. Let's check again. Can it be because of the unique value? ID is not defined. It's not defined. ID is defined now. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, type default unique primary key. Okay, I'm going to check one by one and compare with the previous one. Now here we have model, we have type default unique primary key for the model, which is the same thing. For the migration, create table. We have primary key, type default value. Okay, I'm going to do something. Let me just copy. So unique primary key type default. Unique primary key type default. Unique primary key type default. Let me rearrange this. Okay. What is this nonsense? Is not defined. Is ID not defined here? Eh, Create table. Create table admins. Delete. Default value. Okay, let me check. Default value. Okay, this is here. Okay, maybe because we did not call the as at the point of the maybe because we did not call this. Let me call this copy. Let me call it here. ID. Ah ah. Okay. And it is oh await. This is okay. Is await two now. Wow. I wouldn't want this thing to waste our time. Return query interface admin. Okay, let me check the model, the admin model rather. Sequelize.define. Is it a promise? Is it a promise? Are we together? It's not a promise now. It's not a promise. So what is happening here? For require UID. Model sequelize. Okay, I'm coming. The migration. It is not defined. What is happening here? And it's just the same thing with the previous work, which is working fine. I don't know what is wrong. Create table admins.
Do the admins supposed to be capital letter admins? I mean, create table or small
At
letters?
the create table,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it can be capital letter, it can be see, it's going to be converted to small letter internally. That
Oh,
doesn't actually mean
okay.
that's not an issue. But let me, even in the previous work I did, that it works fine, is capital letter. Let me check create table. You can see it's capital letter admins here and it works.
Yeah.
You understand? And it works. I don't know why this thing is. See, admin is not defined, and we define admin. This is admin that we have defined here. So why is it saying admin is not defined? I'm coming. Sequelize.uuid. We are using sequelize. Sequelize is here. Sequelize.uuid. Wow, 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 wow. You need to
Can you go back to the other one?
define.
Can you go
ID is
back
not
to
defined. This is the ID here, and we defined it. Okay, let me format the document. Alt Shift F. ID is defined now. When you are saying ID is not defined, that means we did not indicate ID. And ID is here, it has been defined here. And we have all the constraints here. So, what is the issue? Okay, I'm coming. This is module.export here. Admin equals to this. Okay, I'm coming. Let me check the previous work. Check the admin. Okay. I even copied and pasted this one, so I don't know why. Module.exports equals to admin. We exported it. And after exporting the admin, we are going to use it, as a model, when we are using the CRUD operation, but we are not doing that now. So that is it. Wow. Let me do this. Let me do something here. Control copy. Okay. Then for this, let me copy and paste this too. I don't know where the problem is coming from. Let me just copy. Okay, copy. Now let me try to migrate it now. Okay, it has migrated. Are we there?
yes, yes.
You know
Uh
what I did now? I copied and pasted everything from the previous work and this one. I just copied that one, paste it, and see. But I don't really know what is actually missing. That's what I've been checking. What is missing? Oh, is it okay? I've actually copied it. Oh, hello. I've just seen what is wrong. Are we there? Are we together? Can you hear
yes, yes,
me?
yes.
It is this. This is where the problem is coming from. This key. When initially what I wrote is this. I just put underscore ID. This is what I could remember. This is what I wrote for the key. So the
Mm,
key supposed to be also in what? In a code. It has to be a string. That is why it is saying it is referring to this ID here that is not defined, but it's actually referring to the foreign key ID that we specify here. This to the foreign key here. This ID, we are supposed to make it a string. That is where the problem is coming from. I just saw that now. So do we get that now? So let's move on. It has been what? It has been migrated now. So if you go to your workbench now and just check for and let's now you will see that we have an admin table now. I just refresh, then you check. We now have an admin table. If you click on it, it's going to show you all the what? All the columns. You can see ID, email, first name, last name. And you can see this one is bold, showing you that it's also a what? Is a foreign key. Do you understand? You have this one as what? As foreign key. So that is that. So it's clear now. If you so to select all from admins now, admins, and let's enter, control enter. You will see this is the admin table. You can see you have the primary key ID and you have the foreign key user ID there, but it is empty. We don't have any information there. So the next thing we want to do now is to seed information into what? Into this admin, right? Are we together? So let us seed information. So we are going to make use of our seeder now. So we are going to generate a seeder file. CLI NPS sequelize CLI what? Did anybody know that? For model generate, to generate a
Seed.
model folder. Eh?
Is it for seeding?
Yes, for seed file now. We want to
Seed
generate a
is
seed file
seed
now that we now use
generate.
to seed the admin. Seed generate. Seed
Yeah.
generate. Okay, is that all?
No. Dash dash.
Okay, what? Okay, no, we are not going to have dash dash. You need a all. All is there. If you don't put that all, you will not get results. So
Oh.
seed generate all. Please don't forget that. That's the difference between generating a migration works with model. So it's not going to be migration generate, it will be model generate to generate. That's the first creation. But when you are running another, are you getting me? You are not going to run model generate now. It's going to be migration generate. Do you get the difference now? So that you can master this command. If you want to, maybe you want to make an edit to your entity, you want to add another column. So it's going to be migration generate. When we are creating the table for the first time, that's model generate. There must be a model, there must be a foundation for that migration. But for subsequent migrations, it's going to be migration generate. It's going to be seed generate. There's nothing like a model for seeding. It's just migration. It's just a file, rather. So you just say seed generate. What is the name of the seed? The name of the seed is going to be what? For admin, Abi. Just put admin.
Yes. But I want to ask,
Admin.
why are we not
We are
doing seed?
generating this.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
So why are we not doing seeding for user? Just curious.
That's not normal now. You cannot you are going to populate your users table from the body of the request. And that was what we did yesterday. That was what
Okay, okay.
we make use of the request here. You can see create was the user that we created yesterday. We can create more and more. Do you understand? You are going to start your server. It is when your server is running that user can now what? And sign up the user's entity in your database. But for admin, you are going to route, you don't make it available in your application, maybe in the front end, there's not going to be an admin route. You are going to see admin directly from the application. So there's not going to be a route. If you make an admin route to carry out all the, deleting, the posting of products, the update of products, which you don't want general users to be able to do. Open, for anybody to just, register as an admin. So that's why we are using seeding to populate the admin table. But users is going to be made open to the general public to sign up as users. So we make use of the body of the request to do that. Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes. Mr. Sulaiman, can you hear me?
Hello, I can't hear you again.
Can you hear me now?
Hello? Okay, I can hear you now. Yes.
Um, I would like to drop off by 2:30. You
Okay,
know that
okay,
call.
okay.
You know that call I told you yesterday. Do you know the call I told you
Hello?
yesterday? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, yes, you told me. I can
Yeah.
hear you. I can hear you.
So the call was now rescheduled to that to
Oh,
2, but I
okay,
want to
okay.
ask them to give me to 2:30.
Oh, okay, okay. No problem. Let me see. I'm going to rush this and see how far we can go before 2:30. Then we can end the call. Is that clear?
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Hello? Okay, 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 good. Now, MPS equalize see all and generate. So let's run this. Enter. Okay. Uh, on argument, name, seed generate all. Sorry.
Your network was
Okay,
breaking
the
now.
seed generate is correct. Seed generate. I think it's correct. It should be seed npx sequelize CLI seed generate or name. I've been name admin. Why is this not correct? That is a correct command. Let's go and check the documentation and see where we are getting it wrong. Let's quickly check that. Let's quickly check that. Sequelize. Okay, migration. Let's check. Okay. Let's want to see creating your model. Okay, creating a first seed. Yes, MPS SQLite seed generate. Oh, we are not having all there. Oh, it is when we are undoing that we have all. Sorry, sorry. All is not there. I missed it. It is when you want to undo my all. Okay, all. Okay, when you are undoing migration, you can see db migrate undo all is when you are undoing migration. Okay, I missed that command. Okay, seed generate. And I've been name admin. Enter. Let's say like seed. Give me seed generate. Is that not what I wrote? MPS sequelize seed generate. Ah, seed generate. MPS sequelize CLI seed generate. Oh, sorry, I put a colon here. Sorry. Now you will see that we now have a seed here. Let's check our seed folder. You can see we already have a seed here. So we come here and open it. So let's do that very fast. We have taken so much time. Now here you can see this is the template for seeding, right? So you just come here inside this up. We have the up and down. So in the up now, you come here and just call on this query interface and say query interface, right? Dot what? Bulk insert. You use bulk insert, right? Bulk insert. Then you have your what? You have your parentheses. Then you can now put what are you inserting? Where are you inserting into? You are inserting into the admin table, right? Then what are you inserting there? You put it there. Feed, which we are going to define now, right? So this is what you are inserting inside there. So what we are going to do is let me copy from the previous work. So we have a seed here. You can this is it here. So you can see this is what I wrote. Admins, you are inside into the admins table. Then this is the feed you are entering inside. Now, this feed, I want to copy it now. So this is the admin that we want to seed inside it. So which I have defined. Copy. Let me. Okay. So you come up here, right? After these import statements here, then you come down here and paste this one, Control V. Now, this is the feed, right? Feeds that you have defined here is going to be S here, S feeds. So now this feeds, look at the syntax very well. It's going to be an array of objects. Your feed is going to be an array of objects. Now see the object, email. This is the email, this is the first name, this is the last name, and this user ID now. You know this is an admin, and the admin must have created himself as a user. So I'm going to check that admin must be a user in the first place. That's very important. So you are going to the database now. Let's take the users that we have. Control enter. So look at it. We have who do we have? Look at the email. We have, but we don't even have that person as users. So that person is not a user. So let's use the user that we already have and make one of them an admin. So I'm going to, okay, this email, let me copy this password now. Control copy. Copy, copy feed. Copy feed. So I copy this. Is it the password or the ID that I even need there? Okay. Okay, it's the ID. Sorry, it's the ID that I need. The ID. Copy, copy feed. So I've copied the ID now. And this is Kole43 at Gmail. Go back. Are we there? So I'm going to put that ID here now. Seed and admin into our application now. So
Do you need to change the mail,
43.
and every other
That's the
field?
email. Do you understand? Quali43@gmail.com. What's the name? I think the name of the person is maybe Kola Wale. Kola Wale. Then let's say the last name is, I can't remember again. Let's just, don't worry. That's not an issue. Kola Wale, because we are even not checking the name. Email, this is the password. So what again is needed? Okay, I think the information is correct. Email, first name, last name, then the user ID. So we are going to seat this person now, right, as an admin. Okay, we are not written the drop. So when you fill in the up, you also need to write code for the down. So in case you want to remove that person as a C, so there must be a down part of it. So it's going to be query interface as well. Query interface dot what? Dot. Now you use bulk insert. Now what are we going to use now? It's going to be bulk. What is it now? Bulk insert. What is that? What is that function again now? To remove it, is it drop? No, it's bulk. Bulk. No, 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 no. Huh? I just forget that syntax. Let me check.
Bulk
The
delete.
seed. Is it
Bulk
delete
delete.
or delete? Why now? Bulk delete. Why is it not showing it? Supposed to come up automatically. Let me see. Is there anything wrong? Query interface dot bulk delete. So bulk delete what? What are you deleting? Admins, right? Then you put a comma and say what? And say where you have this, and you say where what?
Where email.
Where
Not here.
email? Yes, where email? Yes. Where email is what? Where email is what? You now put that email of the person, right? Of that same admin. Copy. Where email is this? Where email is this? You see now. So this is what you are going to have. You are going to have bulk delete admins where what email is this. So this is very important. So is that syntax correct? Let me confirm. So okay, bulk admins. Okay, yeah, you just have the email. They don't use where here anyway. But anyway, this is just migration and it is for sequelize. Okay. In that work I'm saying there's no where. Let's remove the where for so that we don't have issue is that. So there are some time you have where you don't have where. So let's check now. So you have admins where email is equal to this. Okay, good. What do we do now? So we now need to seed now. Let us now seed now. So we have np db seed, db seed, db seed all. Let's run db seed all and see. Enter. Okay, so all is in the seed, please. DB seed all, it has migrated. So that information has gone directly into the admin.